We're in Heidelberg in southern Germany, and we're actually here to do a Let's Play of The Dark Eye, showcasing some of the stuff that's going to be in the upcoming Compendium. But first we decided that we're going to show Ross Watson, who's with us for the Let's Play, some of the sites and the landmarks that have infused The Dark Eye, I think, with lots of the feeling. What do you think of our little fortress here?
Heidelberg is amazing. Everywhere I look, just since we entered the city, I saw inspiration for adventure. There's these great statues of saints commemorating, great periods of history. There's the castle you can look on and you can see in your mind's eye, sieges and princesses and kings. Everywhere you look in Heidelberg, there's adventure around every corner, and that's what I think is really exciting about a city like this.
Okay, I'm glad we can show you around a little bit in Germany. Have you been working on his European kind of background since he's moved to Germany now?
Well, we've been spending some time with Ross since he's here, showing him around a little bit, of course.
Okay, are you looking forward to the Let's Play?
Natürlich. I'm very much looking forward to the Let's Play.
And you're also working on your German?
I'm trying.
Okay. We'll show you around a little bit, the fortress in Heidelberg, and we're going to wine and dine, show you some of the southern German cuisine, and then we're going to look into the Compendium and what we can do with it.
Great. Let's go.
Okay.
Ignifacius.
Another reason why we chose Heidelberg to do the Let's Play is to give a little bit of flavor, because we are going to set this adventure in Galicia, which is the heart province of the Midden Realm in the Dark Eye on the continent of Aventuria. And it is both a land of grandeur where you have great fortresses like these, but also a land of ruins, because there have been several wars and there's some regions who have never recovered, even really close to the capital of the Midden Realm, Gareth. And I think Heidelberg shows off all of this a little bit, because you have the medieval city centre that is kind of a bit like Gareth, with the bustling markets and people being very busy all the time, with the great fortress overlooking the castle overlooking the valley and the city, but also the ruins and the idea of depth of history. And so this is what we're going to see in this region. We're going to play as, so we're also going a bit darker. And I'd say that's why I chose the evening. Yes, the sun is going down on Heidelberg, and we are going into the Demon Fellows, into the dark side of Gareth for our Let's Play. So this is the Let's Play of The Dark Eye, where we are joined by Max. Hi Max.
Hello.
Who also is the host, basically, because this is his living room. Thank you for hosting us, Max.
That's okay, it's no problem. It's actually the dining room, but...
It's a dining room.
Living room
I'm
is
sorry.
over there.
Yes.
You can't see that.
Shall we move now?
Please no.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
And
Thank you, no problem.
Max is going to head our little group because you're the boss.
Naturally.
Yeah. What are you playing? What kind of character?
I am playing a nobleman, Adelbrecht of Stormrock, Esquire. Yeah. My main characteristic is that I'm noble. And I tell these two goons what to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's one of the characters that is in the Compendium. One of the ready-to-play characters is a nobleman or a noblewoman.
Yeah, this is me on the weekends.
Everyone needs a hobby.
Yeah.
From the heartlands of the Midden Realm, from Galicia.
Yeah.
And there are more rules for social interaction and things like that in the Compendium, if you want to put that in rules. And so those are also some of your strengths.
Yeah.
You are good at ordering people around.
Yeah, I'm the talker.
You're the face of the group.
I'm the
naturally.
face. Publicity.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the movers and shakers in the background are these two gentlemen, Ross and Niko. What are you going to play?
Hi, I'm Ross. This is my first game ever of The Dark Eye. And I am playing Adeptus Draconius, who is a most learned mage, who is, of course, working with the most fortunate dynasty of Aldebrecht and the Storm Rock.
Very, very respected, powerful family.
Yes, worthy of a mage like myself.
That's what we told you.
Indeed. And I have just completed my training in the Kosh Mountains and my final exam in the realm of Andragast.
Yes, you went to Andragast to pass your final exam.
Exactly, and now I am out in the world.
Yes, so probably you're also good at fighting spells, at damage spells, because that's also the Andragastian specialty.
Oh, the Warring Kingdoms, oh yes.
Yeah.
This is a dangerous place.
Yeah, I am Niko, and this is not my first game
I would hope not.
of the Dark Eye. I am the lead developer of the game in Germany, and I'm happy to be here to join this Let's Play for the international edition of the Dark Eye. I am playing Zafried Dunkelforce, named after the goddess Za, the goddess of peace and renewal. And Fried is actually the German word for peace. But I'm a member of the Wolf's Guard, which is the elite platoon of the Duke of Tobrien. Tobrien is the easternmost province of the Midden Realm that was just retaken in a military campaign by the young Empress Rohaya.
Yeah, you had a long streak of bad luck.
Yeah, we were fighting for about 20 years, and now we reclaimed most of the territory that used to be my home. Actually, the place where I was born, Falcon Hill, has not been reclaimed yet, and the Duke, Bernfried of Ehrenstein, sent me, one of his most trusted soldiers, out to remind the nobles of the Midden Realm that even if the war against the General Hafax is over, the fighting has not ended yet. That brought me into the services of the family of Stormrock. And
there was a lot of exposition, but in the Dark Eye that can be important because there's so much background. So Hammer Hafax, who's now finally beaten it. Yeah, he's done. He's been around since the start of the Dark Eye and started off as one of the good guys and then turned bad and then tried to turn good at the end again.
Exactly, about 20 years ago, and players could actually be part of the war where he switched sides. But apart from that, my character is a pretty maxed out fighter.
So you're a min-maxer.
Using all... No, actually, I wanted to use all the little tweaks that are possible with the Compendium
and the
Armory. Exactly. My character has one of the new fighting styles, the style of Mercenario. That's an unarmed fighting style that gives me some advantages when I'm fighting without weapons. And also my armor and my weapons have some improvements.
I think I get 4.
Yeah, I think you get 4.
Yeah, isn't that...
These are fate points.
Ships.
Yeah, Schicksalspunkte in German, fate points.
Actually, this is the 2nd edition.
Oh, yeah.
They have a new symbol on the back.
And what's the English translation of...
It was, for a short time, it was...
It's fate points.
It was FAPS. Until someone realized that maybe that wasn't the smartest thing.
I think fate points is...
Fate points.
Good.
Yes, let's stay with fate points.
Agreed.
Just FP, maybe.
Yeah, okay.
And yes, you can use them for several different things. Mostly you're going to use them probably for rerolls, but you can also use them to say, I'm a little bit better than I thought. So in the Dark Eye 5, if you roll and then you add up how many points you've got left in your talent, and every 3 points is a level of success.
A quality level.
A quality level. And the quality levels are compared, or I can look up what you actually do with the quality levels. And if you want one more, you have to have made the roll, but if you want one more level, you can just chip in a fate point. Or you can just throw one in and say, I want to go first this round no matter what initiative I rolled. So can come in pretty handy if you've got some special moves as a fighter.
Actually, Ross's character and my character have a special ability that connects with the fate points. So when Ross's character rolled a parry and he rolled a little bit too high, he can improve his...
That's right. I have the improved parry.
The improved parry ability, exactly. So he can spend a fate point for that. My character has the improved attack.
Same thing, just with attack. And yes, you have to roll low in the dark eye. This is something that comes up every time. If people switch systems, especially with Max, when we started to teach him the dark eye, he comes from the traditional D20 system.
6.
That's good.
Yay.
That's low.
Yeah.
We like low.
Oh. 5.
Nice.
And the reason behind it is basically when the dark eye started out, the guys decided to do everything the other way around. So you have to roll.
Because why not?
Yes.
Why not?
It works.
Well,
Okay.
it's a unique system that sets it apart.
Yes, and the talent system, it adds a lot of depth to the game. We're just going to kind of jump a little bit into the situation. Your characters already know each other because you are working for Adelbrecht's family.
What are your names again?
Von Stormrocks.
Adeptus Draconius, Your Honor.
Not the name he was born with, but the mages, the guild mages in the Dark Eye are allowed to choose a new name once they pass their exams.
Can I call you Drake?
No, you may not.
Okay. And who are you again?
Zafried Dunkelforst.
Sarflead.
Yeah, you may call me Zafried. I'm not a noble-born.
Okay.
So.
Just Sarflead. Okay.
Zafried. Yes. And you are from one branch of the Stormrock family. The Stormrocks are spread all over Aventuria, or at least all over the Midden Realm. And none of them have reached very high ranks, but you find them everywhere. It's like you throw a rock at some conglomerate of noblemen, you're going to hit one Stormrock.
Yeah.
And your branch of the Stormrocks is from one of the baronies south of Gareth, which is the capital of the Midden Realm. The Midden Realm is, as the name might give a clue to, in the middle of the continent, and Gareth is the capital. But just one thing, the Empress, right now the Midden Realm is ruled over by an Empress, is not always there because she's moving from place to place. It's a little bit based on the Roman Empire of Germanation, Heiliges Römisches Reich Deutscher Nation.
The Holy Roman Empire.
Holy Roman Empire,
Yeah.
where the emperors also moved from files to files from special places that were built to house them. But still, Gareth is the heart of politics and one of the most important places on the continent. And the thing is, it's one of the biggest cities, or I think it's the biggest city, although not the oldest.
By far the biggest.
By far the biggest. And has also an undercity and sprawled over the countryside, but it's also got like a huge wound, a huge scar in the landscape and in the city, because there have been several terrible things happening at Gareth, starting with the first Battle of Demons more than 1,000 years ago, where the people of Gareth, they love freedom basically, and they were once part of a bigger empire and they rebelled, and the emperors of that empire tried to beat them down, and in the end, in battle, it came down to the empire calling down demons. Didn't end well for anyone, but the place is still haunted. And then there was another battle like that, and then not so long ago there was a flying fortress that broke apart and rained down over the city, and parts of it are still landed in the same spot. So there's a huge bit of land to the southwest of Gareth there where hardly anyone goes, and that's haunted, and where dark and evil and weird things live. You're not afraid of that. You're from Tobrian. That's
day-to-day business for
yes, that's your bread and butter.
me and my brothers.
I'm actually quite interested to find out what might be in such a place.
Oh yes, there are people who go in there and try to find things, remnants of the flying fortress or something that was left behind by the empire of old. But mostly people are ordered to stay out of that. One exception is the Church of Priors.
Ah.
You're the most important god for you because you're a nobleman, and Priors is the god of the nobles, because he orders who is born as a son to whom. So
if you were born noble, Prior's already chose you.
Because if there's one thing nobles need, it's a god. Because, you know, it's a hard life.
Yes. But he's there for you. But he's also... it's also the church of demon hunters and of people fighting the dark. And there's a ring of shrines and temples to priors around this place called the Demon Fellows. And the Church of Priors sends their novices in there as one of the last tests to them of their faith. And your brother was close to doing that. Mm-hmm. Your younger brother, Hagen.
Yeah.
Hagen
I wrote
of
this down.
Stormrock. He was sent to Gareth to be a novice to the Church of Priors.
Yep.
And your father and the court were already kind of preparing to go there and be there for his final investment when he becomes a full-fledged priest. But a few weeks before, your father takes you aside with a very earnest mien and says, "Son, come here. I have news that we must act upon immediately."
What news, Father?
It's from one of the other novices in the temple, one friend of your brother's.
Right.
And he says there were some... your brother has always been hot-headed, as you know.
Yes,
And
yes.
it seems he spoke out against something the higher priest said, and there were unfortunate words spoken and things happened, and it looked like he might lose his novitiate.
Oh.
And I think he decided to go on the final test without supervision to prove something, I guess.
Oh. Okay.
This is unfortunate. Of course, you are my heir,
Yes.
but I don't want to lose my second-born.
Understandable, I suppose. Oh, so you want me to go and find Hagen?
Yes. You're not going alone.
Oh,
You're going to take some of our men with you,
of
or
course.
women.
Of course.
And of course, if it's too dangerous, I think you can make the decision on the spot.
Okay.
I trust you.
Well, have no fear, Father. I will return your second-born home. Who are you sending with me? Who are you sending with me?
I thought about the young mage that we hired last month.
Ah, yes, that's Adeptus, was it?
Yeah, Draconius. I think
Draconius.
he calls himself.
He calls himself Draconius.
Yes.
Do you think he's lacking something?
Maybe a name that doesn't sound like he's from the Kosh Mountains. Yes.
Maybe. Okay. And what about that other fellow, the fighty fellow? You know, the.
Oh, you mean the Wolf Guard?
Yes, that one.
That is a good idea.
Yes,
I'm going
yes.
to send him with you. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
If we have anyone in our host of men, it's going to be him who knows how to fight demonic
Excellent.
creatures.
Excellent.
And
Have no fear, Father. I will lead these men to glory in finding.
basically, I want you to lead them to the Demon Fellows.
Yes.
Glory.
Well, we will
They
find
come
glory
from this.
in the demon fellows when I recover your second-born.
I see you and your brother are quite similar in some respect.
Yes, sir. But I will, of course, use caution and make those two go first.
That is probably a good idea, my son. And also, by the light of Prios, if the church will take him back after this, I will gladly send him back to the temple to complete his novitiate. So, if not, don't go there telling everyone what happened.
Oh, no. Mum's the word, eh?
You're not going to lie, my son, especially not in this kind of matters. You know that in the light of Priors, lies cannot persist.
I will say nothing. I will tell no one of this business. I'll just take those two fellows, find Hagen, and come back.
Fine. Last I heard, or at least what was written in the letter, he decided to enter the Demon Fellows from the south, from a place called Elmsford. Maybe you should start there.
Elmsford, okay. I will set out immediately.
Thank you, my son. I hope to see you back soon and in good health.
Yes, me too.
Fine.
The apple doesn't fall far from that tree, does it?
So basically, the very bright-eyed and bushy-tailed firstborn of the Junker von Stormrock comes to collect you and take you along to the Demon Fellows.
The Demon Fellows, you say?
Yes.
The men and women of Tobrien are not afraid to face evil anywhere in the Midden Realm, so I will join you on your quest.
Excellent.
Why?
Because there's plenty of evil in the demon fellows.
Yes, that's what
Namely
I heard.
demons.
I heard also undead may roam the land.
Ugh. Let's hope we don't run into any of those. But I am most curious to see what lies within the Demon Fellows. Of course, if we were to come across your brother most expeditiously, that would be optimal.
Also the ghosts of the fallen of countless battles are supposed to still roam these lands because they cannot leave the third sphere for the place where the dead go.
The grim statement, my friend. Let us hope that we stick to more material foes.
Excellent. Well, I think you can go first, and we'll follow. You lead the way. You seem to know what you're doing and where you're going.
Well,
Seeing as you've heard of this place and the fact that there are undead there. I didn't even know. I just thought it was full of demons.
I have never roamed deep into the Demon Fellows, but what I've heard, it cannot be much more dangerous than the Shadowlands in Tobrien that we just reclaimed.
Right? Very
I
good.
will lead the way.
Yes.
Stay behind me.
No problem.
So I take Claw and Fang, my two trusted swords, and my great
Of course
shield
they've
on
got
my
names.
back to lead the way to the Demon Fellows. Do you know any more of where your brother went
Well,
than that he entered from the south?
he entered from the south. There's a place called Elmsford. That's all we know, I think.
A good place to begin our investigation, Your
Yes.
Honor.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, Ross remembered that. Your Honor is
Yes.
the correct way. There's long lists of what kind of how to talk to noble people, to priests, and anything in between
Yeah.
for the Dark Eye.
And also people with an academic background.
Yes.
Schooling is good for more than just a few random parlor tricks, my friend.
I can read and write. Adeptus.
I had no doubt of it.
That's true for everyone, especially in Tobrien. Actually, you don't have to travel that far to reach Elmsford, so it's maybe 1 day of travel from the barony you're from, and we don't have to go into that because we're going to try and keep it tight.
Okay.
So Elmsford is the place you reach the next day, and on the first look it seems like very idyllic, bucolic. There's fields and there's meadows full of sheep and a small village near a brook, but there is this strange smell in there, and it's not just the usual smell of manure.
The countryside. Wait a minute. Something smells a bit off.
If it wasn't for the smell, this would be such a peaceful place.
Yes, and it looks like that. And
I confess that I am interested to find out what the source of that hideous reek might be.
it's just a tiny hint in the air coming from the north, and it smells like something rotten.
Maybe it's a dead sheep.
Not all is well here, I fear. We should investigate this.
Well, onwards.
The people, of course, they see you come towards the village. It's bustling with activity. It's time for shearing the sheep So there's people with the dogs on the meadows driving the sheep into stalls, and people with big shears getting the wool off. But they're not really reacting to you entering the village, because there is a street running around the Demon Fellows where lots of people have to take detours if they want to go south of Gareth, because they cannot go through the Demon Fellows. So they're used to people coming through, all kinds of people from everywhere. So it's more like, yes, and if they see that you're wearing a family crest and you and your horse looking down at them, it's usually just quick, your honor.
Yes, quite right too.
I'm more or less ignoring the people, but I am studying the techniques they're using on the shearing of the sheep. I'm like, let me see.
It's a very quick snip, 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 and then you have a very disoriented sheep.
This looks most efficient.
I keep an eye out for the borders of the Demon Fellows, if we can see it already, and if this strange smell is originating from over there.
It should probably begin somewhere north of the village, behind some rolling hills, but it can't be far, because you can also see that in the middle of the village there's a shrine to the god Prios, and that's probably one part of this kind of holy chain of shrines and temples around the Demon Fellows.
I'll stop one of the next passerby and say, "Your pardon, my good fellow, but I can't help but notice
Adeptus.
There's a strange scent in the air. Might you know from whence it comes?"
Oh, really?
Yes. Like something...
I hardly noticed that anymore, sir, but that would be the Demon Fellows. The land smells foul.
I thank you for your information.
Have a good day, sir. May Hisinda be with you. Hisinda, who's the goddess of knowledge and of mages.
And with you.
And he goes about his business.
So, the Fallows is where this stench comes from.
And while we're passing this shrine of Prios, I just nod into the direction and silently speak to myself, praise to the 12 gods, may they protect our quest into this land where evil lurks.
And into the land where evil lurks we're going to go next time.